Come on, you can come in. See? Hey, how you doing, Duff here? I just spent a pretty aggravating hour working on my first issue I had with my Prusa MK3S. The other day I went to, I went through a spool of filament, and the filament detector, as it is supposed to, detected that I was out of filament. And the way it's supposed to work is it walks you through a screen where you unload the filament. You hit the knob and it backs the filament out. You pull out the little piece that remains and you just load your new filament in, and it normally works just fine. Well, this time it did not work fine. When I hit unload filament, you heard the motors going, but the filament didn't actually come out. So I made the mistake of trying to load it again, and then unload it again, load it again. I don't know how many times I went back and forth working on it. But the end result was the piece of filament that was left in there was kind of jammed in the hole right next to the extruder gear. I could not get it to move. So I tried various things, poking that little needle to close the nozzle or to clear the nozzle in there. Try putting a small Allen wrench in there just to push it through. After, I had the hot end up to 250 degrees, and still could not get it to come through. I wound up just taking the idler door off and the top piece that covers the filament sensor off. And I was able to get a straighter shot at that hole, and then eventually I was able to push it through. I had the, and I also removed the nozzle just to make sure that there was as little back pressure as possible. So I had the nozzle out, put the smallest Allen wrench I have through the top hole, and was able to finally push the damn filament through, put it back together, and I was just able to load filament. So hopefully we're good to go. But yeah, that was a pain. It's made more of a pain because it's the first time I had to deal with it. So, but anyways, yeah, let's talk about this big ass box in front of me. This is my second Prusa MK3S, complete with gummy bears. Now, unlike my first go round, where I decided to buy the kit, both for the experience and to save $250, I probably spent somewhere in the neighborhood of 8 hours putting that together. I didn't track it exactly, but I'm guesstimating I spent around 8 hours putting that together, maybe more, I don't know. So this time I decided I would rather save some time and spend a little bit more money. When you buy the assembled printer, it costs roughly $250 more, maybe closer to $300 more, because the shipping is about $50 more when you get the assembled printer because it's a bigger box. So they get you there as well. But unlike a lot of the other printers that you get that say that they're assembled, you get some filament in here. Like for example, the Anycubic i3 Megas, you still have to put the gantry together and all that kind of stuff. This looks, at just first glance here, this looks like it is literally put all the way together. All the way together. Other than cutting loose a couple zip ties, I don't know what else I'm going to have to do in here. So yeah, it's going to save me a lot of time. All right, so let's see if we can lift this out. Nice and clean. Get this box out of the way. Make sure I'm not missing. Okay, we got the Prusa stickers that I got with the kit as well, which I never used. Maybe I'll start including some Prusa stickers in some of the 3D EUC stands that I sell. That's what I should do, because I've been selling a version of the stand made on the Prusa that I charge more for because it costs me more. Maybe I should start putting some Prusa stickers in there. And some gummy bears, maybe. Who knows? All right, so we have my filament. I'm just curious what it's going to say that I need to do, because there's actually a test print bed. Okay. There's a test print on the bed, and I'm looking for instructions, and I don't really know that I have to do much other than just cut it apart and run through the setup routine, because they've already obviously done a print on here, so this should be set up and ready to go. Okay, we're going to cut that off. We're going to cut that off. We're going to plug this in. God, once I'm done shooting this video, I'm going to need to spend probably an hour cleaning up the tornado of shit that I have all over the place in here, just because I was getting so freaking flustered. All right, I'm gonna plug it in. We're gonna turn it on. All right, probably can't see this very well, but we're going through the same setup routines that we did before. Let's see, I can probably, well, yeah, we'll just go through the setup routine. English, yep. Guide me through the setup process, yes. Please remove the shipping helpers first. All right, so this is the only other shipping helper that we need to move somehow. There we go. All right, and let's get this print off the bed. Oh, do you want to go outside? Okay. Go ahead, go with mommy. Okay, here's a closer look at the test print that they run prior to shipping the printer to you. Get that off, let's get that off. Please remove the shipping helpers first. I believe all the shipping helpers have now been removed. Oh wait, no they're not. Right, here's one. Duh. Let's make sure all the shipping helpers are actually removed. Let's make sure that there's no more down here. Nope, there's another one. All right, there's two tie wraps underneath. Be more careful than I was. Now remove the test print from the steel sheet. Okay, I did do that. I will run Z calibration now. All right, it's going to calibrate the Z. Is the steel sheet on the heat bed? Yes. Maybe it does things slightly differently when the steel sheet is on. Just as an example, this is one of the pieces that I print on my Prusa for my 3D printed electric unicycle stands. The quality of this is just, it's so superior to anything that I've done on any of my other printers before. It's pretty amazing. Okay, please clean the nozzle for calibration. Nozzle looks clean to me. Measuring reference height of calibration point 1 of 9. All right, maybe I can try to clean this mess up a little bit while this is going on. I need to mount the spool holder anyways. I seem to be able to lock in one side, but not both sides of this. It's freaking dumb. Well, I did it before. And actually, I'm going to probably wind up not using this because this printer is going to probably go up here in the bench, and I'm going to have to use an alternative mounting technique. All right, I got the filament loaded, and it's calibrating the home position right now. So while it's doing this, I'm working on cleaning up the mess, because there's a lot of mess. It looks like my printer was built the 9th of September, and today's the 27th. All right, put that over here. All right, what are we doing now? We are checking the bed. And I have my other MK3S trying its first print since my unclogging operation. Hopefully it's working. We are moving the i3 Mega downstairs. This is my master plan. Boy, that's tight. It's really tight. Now I measured, but I might have to do this first to get it up. There we go. Okay. So it does fit. Just have to do a little bit of finagling. All right, so that's where this is going to live. Typically, I don't have to do a lot of futzing with the Anycubics, so hopefully they will do okay down below. Okay, it's running XYZ calibration, and it's going to take about 12 minutes, so you don't need to watch all this. All right, so I do have the new Prusa mounted over here. I took two of my old spool holders. These came with my old Anycubic i3 Megas, and I didn't use them because I've since mounted this type of filament holder on these printers. So I had the old spool holders. So what I did is I just put them on the wire shelf, used four zip ties on each one to hold it in place, and I got my dual spool holder. So right now I'm going through the setup routine here. This is where you keep lowering, you adjust the Z until you have a good squish on your first layer. So that is what I'm trying to do. It looks a little high right now. You don't want it to be rounded, you want it to be slightly compressed. So what I'm doing is I'm dropping the height of the nozzle. Right now it's about 1/4 of a millimeter lower than it was. Alright, so the new Prusa is up and printing. I'm doing one of the test prints on the SD card. Really all that was involved was just running through the setup routine, and to be quite honest, I think they do it at the factory, so I probably would have been okay not even doing it, but I guess it's best because, you know, it goes through shipping, so I'm sure things would get knocked out of calibration, so it is good to do it, but if you do everything it takes 15 minutes, so I'll take 15 minutes instead of 8 hours. And as you can see, the Prusa that I just unclogged the extruder is printing well. That print's coming along well, so I think we're good there. So all of my printers, knock on plastic, should be functional once again. So anyways, I guess I'm not quite sure how you would classify the purpose of this video. I just wanted to compare what the setup process was buying a put together Prusa versus the kit. Obviously you don't get the same sense of satisfaction when you're buying one that's ready to go as far as building it. But I did that process once, and like I said in the original build video, once was enough for me. And I'm happy to have a second high quality Prusa printer in my 3D print farm. It will be put to good use for sure. So that's all I have for you for now. If you found this video interesting, please give it a big thumbs up. If this is your first time visiting the channel, please consider subscribing. I need to talk fast because my GoPro battery is almost dead. Feel free to leave your comments, suggestions, ideas, and thoughts below. Do you think saving $300 or so is worth 8 hours of your time? I guess it depends on your situation. But I'll tell you, since, like I said, since I've done it once before, I don't need to do it again. In my situation, I feel quite comfortable paying that extra money to have a printer that is ready to go. So. That's all I have for you for now, and just a little teaser for maybe this weekend. I'm not sure when the part's gonna come, but there's going to be a mod, not to one of those things, but to this. I shit you not. That's all I have for you for now. Until next time, Duffman out. So this is the cleaned up version of the room. And I use the phrase cleaned up very liberally. It's about as cleaned up as it can get with all this crap in here. Okay, here is the new state of the 3D room / EUC room / PEV room.